What's good, everyone? It's the one and only NY Phenom. If you guys enjoy NFL NBA content, want to see some more gaming content soon, give real like and if you're new, subscribe to the channel while you at it. Now let's get into this video. Shout out to Lamar Jackson, man. Let's speak about his great year, man. We're talking about the MVP of the NFL, man. Shout out to Lamar Jackson. This is his year. 2019 was Lamar Jackson's year. And you can't do nothing but just celebrate the year that he had, man. I mean, we're talking about a guy fresh off his rookie season. He comes in for an injured Joe Flacco midway through the season. The Ravens are winning. They're winning. I believe they went 6-1 with Lamar Jackson in 2018. He goes in the playoffs. He loses. He loses bad. It's a bad showing. Lamar Jackson doesn't look good. And a lot of people are already saying that he's not going to be a NFL level quarterback. I mean, all summer long, a lot of people are saying that Lamar Jackson can't throw. He couldn't be an NFL quarterback. He couldn't lead the Ravens to prosperity. And it was the total opposite this year. You gotta show some love to the Ravens, though, man. They put the perfect system around them. I mean, the perfect system, man. Mad running backs, mad tight ends, great blocking, a speed threat at the receiver position, and they literally built this offense for Lamar Jackson, and it worked perfectly from day one, man. From day one, man. Lamar Jackson, he was exceptional this year, man. Exceptional. All year long. I mean, the amount of highlight plays that he's had of just juking defenders and just making great throws. I mean, he progressed as a thrower. I mean, he was, literally, one of the best passers in the league. I mean, he threw for the most touchdowns in the entire NFL, all quarterbacks. And he missed week 17. He didn't play week 17. So you gotta show some love to that, man. I mean, 1,000 yards on the ground, breaking the rushing yards on the ground in a season of all time. I mean, it was definitely spectacular what he did, and he just deserves MVP, man. He deserves MVP. I mean, the amount of quarterbacks that was drafted in the 2018 class, and a lot of people were bigging up Baker Mayfield. They said that he was going to be the best QB in the draft. And people like Josh Rosen, and Sam Darnold. I mean, everybody that was drafted in the first round, by experts, they were chosen to be more NFL ready than LJ. But who wins the MVP 2 years later after the draft? Not Baker, not Josh Allen or Rosen, not Sam Darnold, but Lamar Jackson. You just gotta respect Lamar Jackson, man. I mean, his work ethic is up with the best of them. I mean, this guy, he didn't take no for an answer, man. We heard all the people saying that he should have played running back or he should have played receiver. You remember Bill Polian? I mean, this guy Lamar Jackson was exceptional, and this is going to be a memorable season, man. This is definitely one of the most memorable MVP seasons that I've seen in a while, because last year Patrick Mahomes was definitely memorable. The 50 touchdown year with Andy Reid, that was another exceptional year. The year before, Tom Brady, nobody really remembers that. Matt Ryan was, this reminds me a lot of Cam Newton, man. Just how good the Ravens were and how good the Panthers were in 2015, and how they played. I mean, doing it on the ground and passing. I mean, you just, the value of that. I mean, it's just out of the world, man. Overall, I love the progression Lamar Jackson made as a thrower. He was very accurate. I mean, I thought he couldn't throw. I mean, all the experts told me that he couldn't throw it like Darnold, couldn't throw it like Baker Mayfield. couldn't throw it like Rosen, couldn't throw it like Josh Allen, but he's the one that led the league in NFL touchdowns, right? So he had the 113 quarterback rating, right? He had the 13-2 record. So, overall, and he only had 6 interceptions. Only 6 interceptions. We're talking about the number 1 draft pick of that year, Baker Mayfield. He threw for 21. He threw for 21 picks. He threw for 15 more picks than Lamar Jackson done. Lamar Jackson, his entire career, has only thrown 9 interceptions. Baker Mayfield doubled that in one season. So, I mean, they missed on that one. They missed on that one. And I'm not trying to bash Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield, he might be able to make it work, but you play in Cleveland. You play in Cleveland, so I'm not sure how that's really going to work out in his favor. But, overall, man, shout out to Lamar Jackson. This is just me pretty much want to congratulate Lamar Jackson on the great season he's had. I mean, like I said, it's one of the best MVP seasons that we've seen, especially in my lifetime. That's how good the Ravens were, man. Like I said, all year long, I was trying to back up Russell Wilson at MVP. And I really thought for a little while that Russell Wilson should have been MVP. I was arguing, I think from up to week 8, week 9, I was bigging up Russell Wilson, especially at the San Francisco 49ers win it. I really thought Russell Wilson had a good chance to win it. But, I mean, it was Lamar Jackson domination from pretty much after the Browns lost. I mean, he just kept it rolling, man. He kept it pushing. And, Lamar Jackson, he got it done. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he got destroyed by the Titans. He didn't show up against the Titans. He's a playoff choker. I honestly, to be real, I don't even think he played that bad in that game. I think the Ravens defense kind of let him down. I think the coaching staff let him down. I'm not saying Lamar Jackson played perfect. I mean, he threw two interceptions, especially that last pick that he threw on the out route. I mean, Kenny Vaccaro read it, and it wasn't that hard to read. I mean, Lamar Jackson just had to, you just have to process. You just got to process it better. But overall, man, Lamar Jackson, man, had an exceptional year. And he's no doubt the MVP. And that's coming from a Seahawks fan. That's coming from one of the biggest Russell Wilson fans you'll ever meet. Lamar Jackson's the MVP, and we got to show him some love. I mean, it's just that simple. I mean, a team that dominated. I mean, they were the best team in the regular season. Finished with 14 wins. I mean, the Ravens, they were definitely the team of the regular season. And I know they were definitely will replace regular season awards with Super Bowl champions. Super Bowl champions. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But, overall, shout out to Lamar Jackson, man. Shout out to Lamar Jackson. If I still sound down, man, listen. I'm sorry. I wish I was a little bit, more, just had a little more energy for this video. But what happened Sunday. So, I'm still trying to get over that. But overall, shout out to the Ravens Nation, man. Shout out to the Ravens Nation. Engraving the crew. Like I said, I got mad family in Maryland. Got a lot of friends, a lot of cool people in Maryland, and they were, just speaking about them, they really enjoyed this team. I mean, they said that this was, one of the most fun years of them being the Ravens fans, and it was really fun to watch this Ravens team because as 2019, 2020 being a passing year. I mean, this is a passing era, but the Ravens did it as a running team, and they got creative with it. I mean, you really got to show some love to Greg Roman and John Harbaugh. I mean, they did one hell of a job coaching and just building this team with using 3 tight ends, user running backs picking up on Mark Ingram, having Gus Edwards. I mean, this team overall was just built perfectly on both sides of the field. Defense balled out. I think best secondary in the league. I mean, listen, this Ravens team was dominant all year, and the fact that they didn't make it to the big time game, at least the AFC Championship game, was pretty shocking. It was really shocking. But overall, Lamar Jackson deserves MVP. I'm glad and I'm proud to see him just prove the haters wrong. I mean, people didn't think he would survive as an NFL quarterback, and 2 years later, he's gonna win MVP. You don't really see stuff like that happen. So, shout out to Lamar Jackson. Shout out to Baltimore Ravens. Ravens Nation and the organization overall. And big things to come, man. Big things for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to come. I don't think this is going to be a 1 year, 1 day. I think Lamar Jackson is going to be here for the long run, man, because overall he's a quarterback. He's a quarterback. He just doesn't run. He can throw the ball, and he can throw it really well. So that's it. That's all. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm Phenomenal, and I'm out. Deuces.